Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to Wildflower Will's Knitting Podcast. I'm Louise, and it's Monday, which means it is cast on day. It means you have all been voting on all of the places for this week's yarn. So we'll talk about the yarn. Just gonna make sure this looks okay. And I've got, I think, three different projects that I've been working on this week. And I'll give you some updates. Then we'll chat about what you all are working on. The Fiber Friends podcast, they have a brand new challenge starting. So we're going to chat. So hopefully this is working out well for you. You guys know when I'm away on vacation, the internet service here is a little spotty. And hopefully it's going to hold out for the hour. Hopefully it's working fine for you now. It seemed to connect everything well on my end. So let's just start chatting and we'll see. Hopefully we make it through the hour. So this week's yarn was all about making the yarn for this week. Um, no, when I've been home, I've been working on organizing and counting and weighing the balls of my stash. The last few weeks, the yarn has come out of my stash because nothing like organizing your yarn to make you realize that you need to knit some of it before you buy more. So then I thought I have got a lot of yarn, undyed yarn. I bought in bulk a little while ago. I bought a bulk amount of yarn to dye, some sock yarn, some worsted weight yarn. So I have that I can dye, and I have a whole closet full of fiber that I could also spin. So even if I dye or I spin, it is still coming out of my stash. Hi, everybody. Hi, Nancy and Nikki. Um, and Kim. Oh, hey, Amanda and Sally, Sabrina. Sabrina, how are you? Happy Monday, everybody. So get comfy and we'll just sit back and we're going to chat about some dyeing, some spinning, some knitting, all the fun things. Hi, Alice. Hi, Diane. So the two options again, dyeing and spinning, the voting was super, super, super close again. Instagram stories, it was tied 50-50. So I went to Facebook and then here on YouTube to break that tie. There was a lot of comments again this week. We had over 100 votes. A lot of people were commenting. Some people said go spinning because I have been talking about spinning a lot. I have this real urge to spin. It kind of spinning and dyeing kind of comes and goes for me. I kind of get in that mood and then I do it for a little bit and then I'm fine for a little while. And I kind of feeling like that's where I am right now. I want to do some yarn dyeing. I want to do some spinning. So people were saying, spin. You've been talking about spinning the last couple of weeks. Go for spinning. A couple people said, no, don't do spinning because you will never finish it. It'll take you like forever to finish and get enough fiber spun to actually make something with. So they're like, nope, dye because you can dye it, you can dry it, and you're done. You have a finish. But I actually do want to knit something with it. So I think what I will do is sock yarn. That is my plan. If I'm dyeing, it'll be sock yarn. If we're spinning, I don't know. I have a lot of different fibers, a lot of Shetland fibers, some that are not, most of them are natural colors, some are dyed. So I've got a good choice of either. If we're spinning this week, probably will spin with my drop spindle. I have two wheels, but both of them need the tiniest little bit of repairs to get them up and running. But I do have somebody who has offered to loan me a spinning wheel. So I could pick up a wheel and I could spin this week. So either way, it is going to be a very fun week. I'm really excited for this, doing something a little bit different with the spinning and the dyeing. Either way, I really did not know what I was hoping people were going to vote for. I thought one was going to win. Just the way I was keeping track, seeing how the voting was going on Instagram, I was pretty sure one was maybe going to come out ahead. But then when I looked at it about like half an hour ago, I was like, oh, this actually did not go the way I thought it would go, which was actually very interesting. So what else can I tell you? That's about it. Yeah, as far as the project goes, yeah, we'll have to wait and see what that'll end up looking like. I am off the rest of this week, so I'm gonna have lots of time to spin or dye, maybe do a little bit of both. I think there was a couple of comments, people said do both. Oh, somebody said dye purple and then spin it. So I mean, anything is possible. Hi, Jude. Hi, Liz, Cindy, Linnell. So, anyways, okay. So the winning spinning dying ended up with 53% of the votes. So very, very close. Oh, Nancy says it was a nice surprise for voting day. Yeah, something a little different, right? Amanda, any excuse for more purple? And purple is something that I don't typically lean towards unless I'm doing some gift knitting. I have two people that are kind of on my gift giving list who very much like purple. Oh, hi, Susanna. Okay, Liz is giving me the drum roll. So, with 53% of the votes, what I am doing for this week's yarn is insert dramatic pause here. Hi, Susie. 53% of the votes went to dyeing. So I get to dye. Oh, Suzanne says, do I wear hats in the winter? Yes, I do. I do. Oh, Diane says, yay. Diane, you voted for dying, I'm guessing. So is dying. I mean, we really couldn't go wrong because I love to do both. And the Fiber Friends, we typically have done a little bit of yarn dyeing in the month of August. So this works out perfectly. Oh, Susanna, you didn't vote. Okay, Diane says yes, she voted for dying. So dying is always fun. So I don't know. I don't have no idea what color I'm going to dye. I did take a peek at my dyes before I left on vacation because, somewhere I thought, in between getting, everything organized for going away, getting the house organized and garden and laundry and food and going to the grocery store and packing and everything. I oh, sticky, yes. I thought I just might have had time to dye a skein or two of yarn in there. I stopped myself. I was so close. I was going to get some skeins, I was going to soak them, and I was going to get laundry going, and I thought I can dye yarn in between there. I'm like, thank goodness I didn't, because of course I wouldn't have had time. But I was so excited. I just had this urge to dye. So maybe you guys were picking up on that vibe. Even though spinning, I really, really, really want to spin as well. But this week it's dying. I know Nikki Nikki was voting. Did you guys all know you can vote in all the places, right? YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. You can vote twice on Instagram, stories, and then the posts. And Nikki, yeah, she was like, nope. She's like spinning. You've been talking about spinning. You have to do spinning. Well, it was so close, Nikki. So, so close. Susie, I really wanted to say both dye fiber and spin. It would be a lot of fun, wouldn't it? So we'll see. I think this week I will not do both. I think I will probably just go with some of the undyed yarn that I have and dye. Nancy, you voted dyeing. Well, there you go. You were in that 3% that pushed it over the top. I'm excited. So I don't know what I have for dyes. I'm just going to see what I have. I have to reorder some dyes. So some of my favorite go-to ones, I may be out of or running very low, which I'm not really sad about because then it's going to push me out of my comfort zone because I bet you I've got purple. I bet you I have purple that I haven't used. And yeah, so not having some of my typical colors may be a little interesting because it will make me have to go and pick different colors and I will get some different results, which will be lots of fun. Oh, Liz, you voted for dying in several places. Well, it worked. It worked. So I'm really excited. I am hoping tomorrow to get things started. We'll see if I get home. Depends what time I get home. If I actually get some dyeing done, or at least we'll pull out the yarn and get all the containers, get the workplace set up, right? Because to dye, I do all my dyeing down in the basement. I have a stovetop down there. There's good ventilation. I have the wash tub right by the in the laundry room, and I've got drying racks. So it's just more or less figuring out which pot I'm going to use for dyeing. Pull out a couple of um, I've got some plastic pails. Like I've got kitty litter pails that I just reuse. Fill those with water, put a little bit of soap in them, and let the yarn soak. And yeah, then I will be set. Because then, and then dyeing just is a lot of waiting around. Really, you're mixing your dye, then you have to get your water warm, and then you have to let things cool, and you have to let the yarn simmer for a while. So it's lots of times I get things set up, and then I'll knit for a little bit while all of these things are happening. So it's going to be a fun project for while I'm on vacation this week, for sure. So thanks everybody. Dyeing. I have no idea how many skeins I will dye. I could get carried away and end up adding a lot more sock yarn to my sock yarn stash, but that'll be super fun. So we'll see. I'm in the mood to do socks. And this weekend, while we were away, I was with a lot of family, and there was a lot of requests for socks. So um, I still have time for socks for Christmas, right? Start now. It's only August. I may see if I can do a couple pairs of socks for some Christmas gifts. Oh, more shawls. I love shawls. See, I was going to do shawls for Christmas gifts, but people were asking about socks. So I'm thinking maybe I will switch projects, right? If people are asking, I may just do that. Anyways, it's going to be fun. So thank you guys for voting, whether you voted for spinning or for dyeing. It was lots of fun. All right, let me show you some of the things that I worked on. Okay, Susie's saying, yes, I could make socks for Christmas. I could. I would just need to be focused, right? Now, I was getting a lot of comments on this sock yarn. Patent Croy Sweet Stripes. Yes, Sweet Stripes. I always think it's like summer stripes, but it's Sweet Stripes. And it is very, very cute. And but remember last week, was it last week when I was talking with I don't know, Jocelyn? This was my challenge, my goal knitting with Jocelyn that I didn't quite get done, but I am at the toe, or like really, really, really close, like a round or two away from decreasing for the toe. So this guy is almost done. My gosh, these DPNs, they look like they look dangerous. So there, I'm there. So I've got a shorty just about done. This is the dainty sock. It's a simple, cute little sock. So if you're looking for a shorty, if you like a picot edge on there, little folded brim, and it has I've lost the name of this heel. I always want to call this a band heel, but I do not think that's it. Somebody will probably type it in here. So it's a version, it is a heel flap and gusset, but you just turn your heel a little bit different. Is this a Dutch heel? I'm wondering if this is a Dutch heel. Anyways, it was fun. It's very, very easy to do. When you turn your heel, how I think most of us traditionally turn a heel is our little heel turn turns into a triangle. We start with just a couple stitches and it widens out into a triangle till we have all those side stitches used up. This one stays the same all the way along. You just decrease your side stitches away, but your heel turn stays the same shape here. Susie says looks like a Dutch heel. Yeah, I think that is maybe what it is. So it fits nice. I'm not entirely sure it's my favorite one for wearing, but knitting is very easy. I know lots of people like it. And now I'm just going to do regular toe decreases on here. Nothing super fancy. Just let the yarn be really fun. I really, really like this yarn. So I did say though, and somewhere when I was chatting this last week, that all of a sudden I had this thought. I'm like, where's the ball? Where's ball two? Where is ball two? Is it in the original project bag that I had this project in? I don't know. And I'm not sure. I can't. It's not jumping out at me when I was gathering up and weighing and bagging up all of my sock yarn, all the Croy that I found, if I found another one of these balls. It I'm hoping that I have another ball of this. I did see this yarn. I stopped in Listowel at the tent sale. Oh, we'll have chat about that in a second. And I looked in the store, but they did not have this yarn. But I did see this yarn at Llama Lane when I stopped at that yarn shop. So I know I can get it if it happens to be discontinued. I did find a yarn shop that actually has it. So that's good. But I'm really hoping I'm not going to buy another ball. I'm going to go home. I'm going to do a little looking the next couple of days, and I'm sure I can find. I'm sure I will find it eventually. Will it be a gift, Nancy asks? It very well could be because everybody this weekend was really oohing and eyeing over it. But I mean, it definitely has a summer feel to it. I mean, at Christmas when you open it, it's not going to look wintry, but that's okay. It's a summerish sock, right? Suzanne, I will be with the flamingo. I know. I have like the sock knitting black hole. Things just seem to disappear, whether it's the second ball of yarn, whether it is the second sock, whether it's like a little 9-inch circular needle. I know. So at some point, I'm going to find the stash of all these sock knitting. Anyway, so yes, I think I probably will. I'm gonna make it to fit me, and it might just go in the gift box. I was gonna keep this pair for me, but if I'm going to do socks for gifts, I'm gonna have to start stockpiling a couple of pairs. So this pair maybe will go into the gift box. So that has been a lot of fun. Yes, knitting on DPNs was a little bit different for me because I usually have been putting everything on 9-inch circulars, which is my favorite way to knit socks now. I just find it a little bit faster, but it was kind of fun going back to DPNs because that was traditionally how I had always knit socks. That's how I learned. So it was just different, and it was just, yeah, not quite as fast for me, but it was fine. So this shawl, this got shoved. I've been carrying it around in this beautiful bag. Love, love, love this bag. Um, this project is going to go on for a while because the yarn, it's oops, sorry, I'm not sure what I hit there. Hopefully that wasn't too loud for you guys. Um, did Eric ask as well? No, Nancy, he did not. So, no, he didn't, but he may just get socks just because I think he wants them. Okay, Yarn Bee. What is that? Rainbow Rhapsody? Yes, Rainbow Rhapsody, Teal of Fortune. Oh my goodness, this yarn, you get a lot of knitting mileage out of this ball. This is like a 200-gram ball, and it is just going and going and going. My shawl is getting a little bit bigger. Um, oh, you know what? I stopped here. I dropped a stitch down about 4 rows, and I don't know about you guys, but sometimes just picking up in garter stitch is just a little fiddlier than picking up in stockinette, right? Once you've dropped down and you have multiple horizontal bars and then figuring out which one is at the front of your work, which one's at the back of your work, and which one is the lowest one. And yeah, so I think I have this on track. Sometimes I have to do it a couple of times, drop down, fix it, and then look at it, see if it looks the way it should. If not, then I just drop it all down and rejiggle those horizontal bars and pick them up again. So, anyways, I'm partway through the row here, but it is getting bigger. I did have a stitch marker on here, so I got not a lot done, but a little bit this week. So every little bit counts, but you can see that I am definitely into that darker gray, which is fun. And it's getting longer. There we go. So I'm just gonna keep going on this, working away. It's kind of my Netflix binge watching, and hopefully I don't drop any more stitches because that does just, one less thing I would like to not to deal with. But, it is. Drop stitches is just part of knitting. So, oh, hey, Sam. Nikki says, oh, when you find that black hole of sock knitting, darn it closed. Ah, that's right. So I know, right? If only it was that easy. The other project that I worked on this week was my pillow. This one was from a couple of weeks ago. You guys, where is, there it is. Hold on. Ah, I knew I had this here. So look at this. That big pink ball of yarn that I had. What was it? Crazy Sexy Wool. This is it. This is all I have left from that ball. So that means all of that pink is knit. I was originally aiming for a 14-inch pillow. I think I'm going to be able to go up to a 16-inch. There was a pattern on Ravelry. It was a free pattern, and I think it was called something like Simple Pillow. It was just a really simple name, and I think that's what it was. The Simple Pillow, Simplest Pillow, something like that. And it was knit using this one here, the Crazy Sexy Wool. Was that what it was called? And used 2 balls with a 10 mm needle. So that's exactly what I went with, was a 10 mm needle, and it's knit really nice, like at a nice tight gauge, which I think is nice for a pillow, because then when you stretch it out, you're not going to see through it. This pink yarn is a little heavier than this white yarn. This is a little bit looser gauge, but it'll be fine. Oh, Susie says, do you have a preferred stitch or pattern for pillows? No. Do I have a favorite one? No. But I think there's lots that you can do. So this one here, we all decided, right? Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Go for a finish. Go for something that I can actually finish, get sewn up, and use it. So the pattern, this is exactly what the pattern called for, was garter stitch edges and stockinette body here. So it's been a fun knit. I've knit on this the last couple of days while we've just been hanging out at the campfire. It might have went down to the beach with me. Between the pillow and the sock knitting, 10 mm needle with super bulky yarn. This is knit up really, really fast. I was really hoping that I was going to have it finished for you guys to show you tonight, but I'm close. Finish didn't quite happen, but look at, if I just kind of try to fold it here, knit the pink and measured, and I actually over knit, because I was thinking 14 inches square, and I was knitting, and I was thinking actually at one point that I might run out of this, because I didn't think it wasn't looking square. And I think with dishcloths, I always think I'm getting square, and then I measure and I still have to knit more. So when I was looking at this, I thought, okay, I got to be getting close, but I don't think it's quite square. So I knit a little bit more. Well, I ended up knitting 16 inches instead of 14. But there's enough stretch with this that I can definitely get easy 16 inches on here. So, which is nicer because then I'll have just a bigger pillow. So I'm just going to, had thought about doing like a turning row, like put a purl row in here so I would have that texture just so it would turn, make it like a fold line. And then I opted not to do that. So I didn't, but there I am. So close. I think I had 20 rows left the last time I counted, and I've done a few since then. So I'm like 15 rows or something like that. Easy, super fun knitting. The yarn is actually really nice to knit with. It is not splitty because, like, when you look at it, it's really, really like loose fibers, right? But it's only once did I split this and I dropped down a few rows and picked up because I did have a little split yarn, and it didn't look very good. So I just dropped it down, picked it up, picked all the stitches back up, and you can't even tell where it happened. So yeah, that worked out really well. I like this yarn. So it is a little slower, right? With a 10 millimeter needle, it's a US 15. It's just because it's bulkier, you don't get that speed. And I will say I did feel like I was knitting on it tonight, and I was like, "Ooh, did I feel like a little twinge, like in your wrists with the bulkier yarns and bigger needles?" So that's always something to consider, right? But a quick project, even though it is a little slower going stitch by stitch, the big stitches adds up super, super quick. So I did leave a little bit, kind of estimated some yarn to use. I'm gonna see if I can. Okay, you guys, here's a good question for you guys. Let's get some your input in here. I left a tail here for sewing up the pillow. What do you think? Sometimes when I have to mattress stitch something together, and it's really bulky yarn, sometimes I don't use the actual yarn that the project was knit with, and I get something similar color, but smaller, like a worsted weight. I don't know. What do you guys think? And plus, this stuff, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's strong enough. I mean, it's a pillow. It's not going to get a lot of wear and tear. So once it's seamed up, it should be fine, right? I think I'll try it with this. And okay. I just sometimes I just need to talk out loud to you guys. And sometimes I answer my own question. Um oh no, Jennifer, did I oh, okay. Um I don't know. Would you sew up with this, or do you think you would do something different? I think I'm going to try this, but I'm open for some suggestions here. Oh, Sam, I don't know. I'll message you and we'll chat about it. Hey, Tanya, I just came across a stash of old, US 1D pans that I no longer use that I thought I should send those to Louise. I know. I can use those as I know, I always need backup stock needles for sure. Oh, yes. Is it? I know. Yeah. If anybody's joining in here later, yeah, we talked right at the beginning. Yeah, it's the internet. Sometimes where I am, the service is not the best. So hopefully it's bearable. If not, you can log off and I will catch you next Monday. Okay, so that is really the projects, my shawl, the sock, and the pillow. I had brought a few more projects with me that I didn't get to. I've got that cute little sweater for my granddaughter. I couldn't even think about sweater knitting. This weekend it was so, so, so hot. So that'll be kind of get a lot of attention the next couple of weeks because we're going to be into September soon. And I want to have it ready for as soon as the weather cools down that she can wear it. Liz says you would use a different yarn. Yeah, I know. I'm kind of torn. I don't know. I'll see what I have too for a different yarn. I may try it with this. I mean, I don't have but I've got 16 inches to sew because the more you pull your yarn through the stitches, it wears. And this stuff being like a really loosely plied, like the white is, you can like see through the plies. It is really loosely spun. Yeah, does anybody else have any ideas about would you just use it? Because it doesn't have to be super, super strong. It is just going to sit on a chair, right? What one? Oh, it is dying, Sam. It is dying. I know it's gonna be fun. Anyways, the pillow's gonna be done. And I did think briefly about the pillow, about doing some embroidery on it or doing some kind of embellishing. And what I was thinking tonight was I think I may use my leftover yarn, whatever I have. I'm gonna have more white because there was more yardage in the white ball. And I may knit a pink flower and a white flower and put that on the pillow. That is what I'm thinking. So I have a couple of books on knitted flowers, so I will see what I can find, and I think that's what I'm gonna do, is just do that for a bit of embellishment, which I think will be super cute. Let's see. I think that is really all that I have knit this week. But I'm hoping the rest of this week will have a little bit more knitting time in it, a little more yarn organizing, and I'm going to try to get a couple of finishes done. Get this pillow finished. I've got two socks that need toes and start second socks. So I have this feeling that in a couple of weeks, or maybe even next Monday, there could be a couple of finishes, which would be super fun. Oh, Nikki, that's a great idea. Nikki says you could add more twist. Just run it. Um. Oh, just run it through your wheel or your drop spindle. Make it stronger and smoother. That's a really good idea. Is a great idea. Yeah, I wouldn't have thought about doing that, Nikki. I really, really like that idea. Yeah, I think it'll be fine. But that might be fine. I could try and put some more twist in it. So, what are you all working on? The Fiber Friends Cable Knitting Challenge has just started. If you guys watch, I think most people watching here, most people commenting here do watch the Fiber Friends podcast on Saturday mornings. Now, you guys, I'm going to give you, oh no, I think we're good for this Saturday. Cheryl's camping this Saturday, but we're going to try and podcast with her at the trailer. So hopefully her internet holds out. We'll have to see. And yeah, nice spinning trowel. You're right. That would be a fun little way to get started on the wheel, wouldn't it? Um, was oh yeah, so cable knitting. Cable knitting. Have I last week's project. Last week's project. I didn't show you last week's project, you guys, because it is just ribbing. And I didn't work on it while I haven't been home. So I don't have it here to finish or to show it to you. But last week's project was the one, it was the re hitting things here. The pinky rosy colored sock yarn. That's the one that was last week's project. And what I'm thinking about is turning that into my cable project for the Fiber Friends challenge. So I did ribbing, and then the first sock is just sitting while I contemplate a cable pattern for it. I did a little bit of looking. The only Okay, oh, we were going to talk about spin right. So I was going to say the only like purchases I made, like yarnish knitting related, was a couple of older knitting books. I We were in a in a town that had a used bookstore. So I went in and bought a couple of books because I always find them interesting just to flip through and just see what you can see, right? Sometimes you get inspiration of different stitch patterns, and that's what I was looking for with that. Um, don't know though if I actually came across anything with cables, but there was a couple of really cool patterns that maybe will work for something else. But anyways, cabled socks is what I'm working on. So I'm going to work on put a little thought into those ones. Um, Dye another pair of stockings. So these socks that I dye for this week's project could definitely be a gift sock project. So as we were leaving for vacation, we did stop in Listowel at the Spin Rate tent sale because it's going on. It started like a couple of weeks earlier than it normally does. It usually starts in August. But this year I think what was it, July 29th. So basically August, the first week of August. And anyways, I stopped and you will be so surprised. I did not buy anything. Hi Diane. I didn't buy anything. I took a look around the tent. I took a look around in the store. I didn't see anything that I really, really, really wanted to buy. There was a few things that I could have bought if I was wanting to just, stock up my stash, but I wasn't really looking to do that. And I was looking for some yarn for Cheryl, but they didn't have any sock yarn, and that's what she was looking for. Um, yeah, there's just a little bit different yarns there than what there had been other years. You just never know with the tent sale. Sometimes I think it's a lot of discontinued colors that they are wanting to just kind of clear out, discontinued yarns. Um, Whatever they have excess, I think, at the mill, is what ends up in the tent. So you never know what it's going to be, what yarns it's going to be, what colors it's going to be. Um, but I will be driving back through there tomorrow. So I may, depending on what time it is, if it's early enough and they're still open, I may just pop back in again tomorrow and see if they have anything new out, any different colors out. Um, because I have been seeing that before other years that you go different days and sometimes they bring out different stock that wasn't there before. So I may just pop in just for mostly for fun, just to see what there is because the tent sale does end this Saturday. So usually the second week there is always less yarn, but they still always have lots. So I think we'll stop in if they're open and see what there is. And then there's a couple of us maybe going up again the end of the week and see because sometimes on the last weekend there can be even the good prices can be discounted even more sometimes as the last weekend they want to get a push on to get rid of as much as they can. So both may go up and check that out as well. But I did not buy any yarn. I think this yarn sorting has um has kind of slowed down that urge to buy. I stopped at another yarn shop on our travels on vacation and I'd looked at sock yarn, looking mostly for solids. That's typically what I've been looking for this last while is solid sock yarn. And I found some really pretty stuff that had silk in it. So that's something I'm just going to consider and maybe order it online at some point. But I didn't buy. And we were at a farmer's market and there was a lady who had some alpaca yarn. She just had natural colors. So there was the white and then there was the medium brown, which was lovely. But I've got so much alpaca already at home that I was like, no, that's not even going to tempt me because I know I have you at home. And there was another lady there at the market who she had her wheel and she was spinning which was always nice to see. And she had some hand dyed, or some of it was hand dyed, but hand spun yarns that she sells. And I think it was last summer I bought a skein from her and I made a beautiful cowl out of it, which was gorgeous. So yep, I looked at her yarn and there was two skeins that I thought, ooh, these would look really nice together, kind of shades of grays. And I was like, oh, that was very, very tempting. But in the end, I was like, nope, 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 nope. I'm going to spin my own yarn. I don't need to buy somebody else's. So I know Sam's asking, what's wrong? She's like, Louise, are you feeling well? You didn't buy any yarn? I know. It is very, very unusual for me. But I know. I just enjoyed looking and just getting some inspiration, and then just more looking into see what different shops had for different types of sock yarn. So it was just always fun to talk, stop in, see the yarn, talk to the the ladies that were working. That was great. So anyways, it was lots of fun. But no new yarn has come home with me, but the week is not over yet. And I will be back at the tent sale. So check with me next Monday and see if I have any new yarn. Sam, I don't we'll have to figure that out. Oh, Diane, watching you knit and hearing the needles is mesmerizing. It is. There's something about the click of the needles, isn't it? Oh, what else? Oh, yes, Liz, you did a yarn crawl, didn't you? On Friday to Sunday, you went to 8 yarn stores, bought something at every store. Oh my gosh. Did you post a picture? Um, I don't remember if I saw a picture from you or not. I know that I was seeing some different people post their purchases because we had there was a yarn festival, local to us, and Cheryl was vending there. So I know some people were going there to do some shopping, and I was seeing some pictures on Instagram and Facebook of yarns and bags and things that they came home with. So that's fun. But I know I didn't buy anything, you guys. I think really sorting my yarn has like really made me think I need to knit from my stash. And yeah. So, anyways, that is the plan. That is the plan. Okay, so what else is going on? So there's tent sales. Everybody's got. I know Mary. I'm not sure if Mary's here tonight. She's got the Michigan Fiber Festival is coming up in her area, so I'm sure everybody has some yarn festivals coming up. Is anybody have plans for something? Oh, okay, Liz, you did post a picture. Oh, okay, so it wasn't necessarily yarn, but you bought something. Well, that's always right, because like you always need to stock up on stitch markers and tape measures and yeah, things that just seem to disappear in project bags into that black hole, right? That's fun. And because Liz, I remember you talking about that. Yeah. So what did you just say in your like it was over different states, wasn't it? Because the last time we were chatting about it, like you said, like there would be like no way like you could hit all of them because it just like there was just too many shops, right? Yeah, lots of fun yarn crawls. Susanna, I did see your hat. Yes, and because you did the what was it? It was a knit night hat. I love that name. That is like a catchy name. And the brim, it was a slip stitch, wasn't it? And then the hat itself was just a plain stockinette. That looked really cute. Is it something, Susanna? How did you enjoy the pattern? Like, did you enjoy it enough that you would knit it again, or was once enough? I thought for a second that I heard fireworks again. There was fireworks here last night. It's not quite dark, so it's probably too soon for fireworks yet. But I was like, "Ooh, that sounded like somebody was lighting one." Oh, Susanna, you've already got more yarn for another one? See, isn't that the best endorsement for a pattern is when people are like they are ready to like, cast on down again. Knit it more than once. Louise just sent you a picture of your mosaic dishcloths. Okay, I will look at it, Sam. So, Susanna, the hat that I saw you wearing it, so is that one going to be for you? And is the next yarn, is it going to be gifts? So, is everybody thinking about gift giving already? I know it's summertime and we don't want to start thinking about winter yet, do we? Well, some of us do. I know Jocelyn. I don't know if Jocelyn's on here tonight, but yeah, Jocelyn is definitely, she likes the winter. She's ready for fall. And I think there is probably a handful of people, especially this year, that are just waiting for fall, right? Says, oh, there's fingerless mitten pattern that goes with the hat. Oh, but oh, that one's a paid for. Okay. Well, that would be cute to have a matching set. Interesting. Fun stuff. Well, I'm going to look for a cable pattern. I need something for the Fiber Friends this month's challenge. I'm going to have to get on Cheryl because I don't think we've decided what's next for September because I know some people like to know a couple of weeks ahead, what the next month's project is. So we'll have to figure that out for this coming Saturday. I know there was some people were posting ideas. I think there was a pinned thread in the Fiber Friends Facebook group of ideas of what you guys would like to see, and then we were going to take your list of ideas. Cheryl was going to make a poll, and then people could vote, and that's how we're going to figure out September. So maybe I'll send her a message tonight and see if when we should put up that poll. If we want to do it now, let you vote for the rest of the week, and then we'll add up, tally everything up for Saturday. That might be a good idea. Susanna says it's only 90 days to Halloween. I saw somewhere, yes, that there was a countdown on to Halloween, and then I know from here on out, the rest of the year goes by so quick, which is all the more reason why I need to start knitting some socks. Whatever I'm going to do for some gifts this year, I need to get on this. Right now is the time, isn't it? Because right now you feel like we have all the time and you're not, the deadline is so far away that it's not stressful. So this is the time to start, right? Sally, you haven't bought any yarn recently, but I did win a sock set by Yarnbrary Yarns. Oh my goodness. Well, that's exciting. So that doesn't really count then. If you didn't buy it and you won it, yeah, that you can still say you haven't bought any yarn, right? That doesn't stop your no buying streak. Liz is saying one store I went to, the clerk said two women that stopped in had been to all four states. Oh, they're dedicated. We were rather stunned. They stamp your passport in the store you visit, and she said theirs was very full. Holy moly. So they were treating that like a job where they were must have had it like mapped out and like when you sleep and maybe if there was four of them they could like sleep like they were just driving 24 hours. Wow, but wouldn't that be kind of fun to see how many you could do? That is pretty amazing. No, Diane, July winners were not picked because we typically would have done that this past weekend. So we will do that this Saturday. Oh, Susanna, you got yarn from Ancient Arts called Garden Gnomes and Pink Flamingos. Merino DK light worsted. Oh, lovely. Garden Gnomes. That's fun. Pink Flamingos. That would be fun. Diane, I forgot to start my cable project until I saw your post. Oh, I did Christmas in July. Oh, I did a Christmas in July shawl, then started Halloween socks. I'm out of order. That's okay. There's a lot of people starting fall and Halloween projects and different Yeah, like Halloween and fall knit-alongs. I saw Hohi had posted that her fall knit-along that must start September. Is it September till November? So that is always fun. That is like a sign that fall is around the corner. Hi, Elena. I think you should reorganize your stash before each. You're right. Before every big yarn show and festival, I should go in and do a quick recount of everything. And yes, remind myself that I have yarn for 300 pairs of socks already. And I do not need more. But yeah, somewhere this winter, I am just going to be like zipping out hats and mitts and socks. I know it has never happened other winters, but this winter's going to be different. I'm going to zip through my stash. That is my plan. Oh, yeah, Liz. Also figured they had a lot of money. Yeah, even just for gas to drive to all four states and then to shop. Um, but maybe if they just figured that's they're like a staycation or not really a staycation because they're traveling, but that's like, would they need to stay in a hotel? Like, would they would have to be spending the night somewhere too, right? So maybe that is just doing their own yarn crawl vacation. I mean, actually, that sounds kind of fun, actually. Two skeins of rainbow bunny. Revival worsted. Oh, is that's for the hat, Susanna? Oh, no. Oh, that was your, the garden gnomes and the flamingo, right? You're right, Susie. Susie, maybe I need to get a 3D sock machine. I know. I was actually just talking about that last night. Get like the crank machine. I know. I know. Maybe someday. That would, and then I could just crank things out like no tomorrow, right? Maybe they were, oh, yeah, Nancy, in a camper van. You're right. And just doing an RV road trip, state to state, hitting every yarn shop in their path. Like, is that not every single one of us like fantasy vacation? And they're doing it. That is so fun. I just picture, like what is I don't know, I'm picturing some kind of scene from the movie, like where like a girl's vacation and like all the fun they would have, right? All of like the craziness that would come with that. Oh, so fun. Yes, I think, oh, that you will make hats with them too. That would be fun. I can't wait to see them, Susanna. Oh, what? Sam, you're not doing any Halloween dishcloths this year? I find that surprising. Surprising. You always have like great patterns picked out for Halloween. Yes, so I suppose like August to September, October, it is the perfect time right now to be thinking Halloween, fall knits, that kind of thing. Thelma and Louise, exactly. That's right. Um, oh, Liz, after 2 days of driving across Lower Michigan, you were exhausted. I know. Well, I guess you needed another driver. That's what you needed, Liz. You need to find those women. You need to hook up with them next year. They can pick you up on their way through. And then you can just like, I don't know, catch the train home or something from wherever you end up in whatever state. I don't know. That is so fun. Oh, I know, Diane. Sam always says the best dishcloths. Sam, are you not going to do any of those, the jack-o'-lantern um, mosaic ones that everybody absolutely loved? Or maybe you're just tired of that because you've been doing those for a while. Your sister will be upset if I don't do any Halloween. Your sister does love Halloween. Well, it's up to you. You got to do what you love, right? And if you have just done enough Halloween knitting over the last little while, then you just need to do something else. Do snowmen or something. I don't know. What would be fun? Reindeer. Hmm. Anyways, you guys, well, we are almost at the hour, so I hope the internet connection was bearable. And yes, maybe hopefully one day the connection up here will be better. But I thought, well, we would try it. I had thought about just skipping this week, but I thought, well, we'll give it a whirl. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So we'll see. Next Monday, I will be back in my yarn room. Hopefully, it'll be a little more organized. I may be able to give you guys a little bit more of a tour because I am really hoping to get a big push done on that starting tomorrow. I'm really kind of excited because my yarn organizing has pretty much been sock yarn, and a lot of chunky weight yarns, you guys. I had no idea I had this much chunky yarn, but oh, Nancy said it was just fine. Oh, that's so good. Um, Worsted weight. I've kind of just started a little bit on some worsted weight yarns, so we'll see what I find for worsted weight yarns. Oh, Nikki said it was fine. Okay, it never bothered me. I could be um oh, okay. Here, that's the most important part for me anyways. Well, good. I'm so glad that it worked out for most people anyways. Oh, Sam, your pumpkins aren't going that well? Well, you know what? Just set it aside and work on something else and then come back to it. Sometimes just taking a little break and you pick things up again, and then things just seem to fall into place, don't they? Auto, that's okay. I was knitting, so I didn't look up often. So, okay, then that's fine. Yeah, hopefully just the audio worked good then. All right, you guys. Well, have a great week. I think for a lot of us, today was a holiday. So, this is the end of a long weekend, which has been so fun. And now I'm starting a week of vacation, which I'm super looking forward to. So, I hope everybody else has a great week. And I will catch up with you next Monday. So, everybody, I'm super excited. Stay tuned for pictures of dying because I have a feeling once I get going, I may just dye a whole bunch of things. So, stay tuned for pictures of some dyeing. And yeah, we'll see what color it ends up being. I have absolutely no idea. So, it's going to be as much of a surprise for me as it will be for you guys. Oh, thanks, Diane. Thank you for podcasting. Oh, you're so welcome. Oh, you guys, Eric, you're coming to say hi? We're still live, so.
Hi, Sam.
Okay, hold on. Do you actually want to be in here? Because people
Hi,
can
Sam.
only see your nose. All right.
Hi, Sam.
So this is my
Hi,
cue.
Eric. Hi, Eric. Hi, Sam.
There you go.
Hey, Sam. Hey, Sam.
Okay. This is my cue. Eric's here, so it's my cue to head out. My hour is up.
What's Sally?
Yeah,
Who's Sally?
Sally. She's a knitter.
Who's this?
Nancy. She's a knitter.
Okay.
There.
Yeah.
All right.
Diane.
Look at
What's here? Rick, are you tired, Sam? Are you tired, Sam?
Did you have a question for Sam?
Are you tired, Sam?
All right. Anyways, guys.
No.
Don't. Okay.
One second.
You want to see?
Please.
Was there more to that comment? You can read it. Okay. I'll message you, Sam.
Come on, Sam.
Okay, guys. We're going to head out
Sam.
and enjoy the night.
No, Sam.
Okay. Say goodbye, Eric.
No, Sam.
Okay. Bye. Good night, everybody.
No.